Blog Talk Radio.
Not my country. My country is me and my family.
Well, your country's also Huerta, and the governor, the landlords, Gunther-Roos and these locusts. This little revolution we're having here.
Revolution? Well, revolution, please don't try to tell me about revolution. I know all about the revolutions and how they start. The people that read the books, they go to the people that don't read the books. They put people and say, ho, the time has come to have a change, huh? Shit, shush! I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the revolutions. The people who read the books go to the people who can't read the books. The poor people and say, we have to have a change, so the poor people make the change, huh? And then the people who read the books, they all sit around the big polished tables, and they talk and talk and talk and eat and eat and eat, huh? But what has happened to the poor people? They're dead! That's your revolution. So please, don't tell me about revolutions.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
A palace in which there is no king or queen or dukes or earls or princes, but subjects all, subjects beholden to each other to make a better place to live. Is that too much to ask? Are we asking too much for that? Is it beyond our reach? Because if it is, then we are nothing but sheep being herded to the final slaughterhouse. I will not go down that way. I choose to fight back. I choose to rise, not fall. I choose to live, not die. And I know that what's within me is also within you. That's why I ask you now. Join me. Rise up with me. Rise up on the wings of this slain angel. We'll rebuild on the soul of this little warrior. We will pick up his standard and raise it high. Carry it forward until this city, your city, our city, his city, is a palace again. Is a palace again. We're not against soldiers, we're against the war.
All right, everybody. Joseph Gibson podcasting here live, 12:33 a.m., something I have never done before. I've never done a show this late before. It's been haunting me here for a little bit. I know I spoke to one of my friends on social media. I said, hey, let's do a midnight show. What do you think? And we're going to allow people to ramble on here tonight. The floor is yours. You want to talk? The floor is yours here tonight. There's no agenda. We can't call anybody at 1 o'clock in the morning, obviously. But something different. You know, I got a lot on my mind that I'd like to talk about, but, you know, as usual, I like to let everyone else talk. And we do have callers on the phone line here who do want to talk, who want to speak. But before you do speak tonight, before I open up the phone lines here, and it's late. I know it's late. It's very late. It's way past my bedtime. But you know, when the time comes, you know, there's going to be no bedtime. We're in big trouble here in America. We're in big trouble. and people just don't know it yet. And I've been preaching this for a long time. And I'm going to open up the phone lines here to some people here. I see some calls here that I'm not going to probably allow through, but I do see some there that if you're calling from a private number, most likely I don't know if I'll let you in or not. Let's see here. There's something here I want to play here to open up tonight's show here, just so you know that, everything is a crock of shit out there. Everything. Everything is going to hell in a handbasket. And I'm trying to play something here for everybody. It'll take a few minutes. But what I want to do is, before I do that, I guess I'll have to find it. I'll open up the phone lines here tonight, let you guys know that I know you're there. First, I'll start with area code 662 and then 440, and then Mr. Mandelicon, he wants to talk also. But it's late, so everyone's got to bear with me, on how we do things here. The usual callers, our usual people that are here, that are supposed to be here, are not here. But we'll open up with John first from Mississippi and then 440. But let me play this here real quick. It'll take a few minutes for you guys to listen to it. But this is basically the sad state of affairs you're in. It really is. And this is a late show, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines, like I said. Excuse me. Everybody will get a chance here. This is Blog Talk Radio, understanding the times in which you live in today.
Life is filled with interesting things. That's why I could never commit suicide. I'm having too much fun, keeping an eye on you folks, watching what you do, human behavior. That's what I like. Humans do some really interesting things. Like, besides killing ourselves, we also kill each other. Murder. And we're the only ones who do that, by the way. Humans are the only species on Earth that deliberately kills members of another species for personal gain or pleasure. Sometimes it's just fun. We're also the only species that deliberately kills members of another species for personal gain or pleasure. That's what hunters do. They kill for pleasure. That's us. Human beings. Interesting folks. Murderers. Here's an interesting form of murder we come up with. Assassination. You know what's interesting about assassination? Well, not only does it change those popularity polls in a big fucking hurry, but it's also interesting to notice who it is we assassinate. Do you ever notice who it is? Stop to think of who it is we kill. It's always people who've told us to live together in harmony and try to love one another. Jesus, Gandhi, Lincoln, John Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy, Martin Luther King, Medgar Evers, Malcolm X, John Lennon. They all said, try to live together peacefully. Bam! Apparently we're not ready for that. Yeah, that's difficult behavior for us. Not too bright, folks, not too bright. But if you talk to one of them about this, if you isolate one of them, you sit them down rationally, and you talk to them about the low IQs and the dumb behavior and the bad decisions, right away they start talking about education. That's the big answer to everything. Education. They say we need more money for education. We need more books, more teachers, more classrooms, more schools. We need more testing for the kids. You say to them, well, we've tried all of that, and the kids still can't pass the test. They say, don't you worry about that. We're going to lower the passing grades. And that's what they do in a lot of these schools now. They lower the passing grades so more kids can pass. More kids pass, the school looks good, everybody's happy, the IQ of the country slips another 2 or 3 points, and pretty soon all you'll need to get into college is a pencil. Got a pencil? Get in there, it's physics. Then everyone wonders why 17 other countries graduate more scientists than we do. Education. Politicians know that word. They use it on you. Politicians have traditionally hidden behind 3 things: the flag, the Bible, and children. No child left behind. No child left behind. Oh, really? Well, it wasn't long ago you were talking about giving kids a head start. Head start, left behind. Someone's losing some ground here. But there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason for this. There's a reason education sucks, and it's the same reason that it will never, ever, ever be fixed. It's never going to get any better. Don't look for it. Be happy with what you got. Because the owners of this country don't want that. I'm talking about the real owners now. The big, the wealthy, the real owners, the big, wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. They're irrelevant. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets, and they own all the big media news, all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls. They spend billions of dollars every year lobbying to get what they want. Well, we know what they want. They want more for themselves and less for everybody else. But I'll tell you what they don't want. They don't want a population of citizens capable of critical thinking. They don't want well-informed, well-educated people capable of critical thinking. They're not interested in that. That doesn't help them. That's against their interest. That's right. You know something? They don't want people who are smart enough to sit around the kitchen table and figure out how badly they're getting fucked by a system that threw them overboard 30 fucking years ago. They don't want that. You know what they want? They want obedient workers. Obedient workers. People who are just smart enough to run the machines and do the paperwork and just dumb enough to passively accept all these increasingly shittier jobs with the lower pay, the longer hours, the reduced benefits, the end of overtime, and the vanishing pension that disappears the minute you go to collect it. And now they're coming for your Social Security money. They want your fucking retirement money. They want it back, so they can give it to their criminal friends on Wall Street. And you know something? They'll get it. They'll get it all from you sooner or later, because they own this fucking place. It's a big club, and you ain't in it. You and I are not in the big club. And by the way, it's the same big club they use to beat you over the head with all day long, where they tell you what to believe. All day long, beating you over the head in their media, telling you what to believe, what to think, and what to buy. The table is tilted, folks. The game is rigged. And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. Good, honest, hard-working people, white collar, blue collar, doesn't matter what color shirt you have on. Good, honest, hard-working people continue. These are people of modest means. Continue to elect these rich cocksuckers who don't give a fuck about them. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. At all. At all. Yeah. You know? And nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care.
That's right. Nobody seems to notice, and nobody seems to care. We're too busy paying attention to Donald Trump. Oh, yeah, that's right. Donald Trump. Oh, the hearings, nobody seems to notice. Nobody seems to care. You know, we all go along to get along. When are we going to rise up and arrest these bastards? Politicians, all of you, turn the lights off and go home. Turn them off. Go home. We don't need you. We don't need you. We, the people, don't need you. Where are the people out there, the good people? Where are you? When are we going to rise up? Like I played the intro there. When are we going to rise up? We can rebuild everything. We can do it all together. We can do it. When are we going to rise up? I like my flat screen TV. I like my warm bed. Yeah. Look, listen. I agree with everybody out there. I understand. It's hard to sacrifice, man. I like that big fat juicy cheeseburger at lunchtime. I like my Olive Garden. I like my paycheck. I like my little Federal Reserve notes. I like going to Walmart. Wow, look at that display case. Everything looks so good. Everything's designed to make me want to buy it. Hey, I like to have fun. I just want to go to bed here tonight. It's 12:43 a.m. I just want to relax. I don't want to be bothered with anybody. I like my warm house. It's 32 degrees outside. What? I don't care. Hey, who cares, right? How many of you are out there willing to throw it all away and sacrifice? Sacrifice. Rise up and say enough. Enough. How many of you out there? We can't find anybody. Look, man, I can get people on this call. I can get people on this show to rise up and talk the good game on this podcast. But when it boils down to it, look, the Federal Reserve, they come with their Federal Reserve officers tomorrow morning and put me in handcuffs, haul me away. None of you are going to come save me. None of you are going to come break me out of their gulag prison camps. None of you are going to save me. So why should I care? Right? That's the attitude. And that goes to my next door neighbor. That goes to everybody else. That goes to the next guy I'm talking to. That goes to people that are listening right now. That goes to everybody. Why should I care? Hey, I'm doing all right. I got food. Look, I got food in my refrigerator. I got electricity. I'm happy. Hey, I got my nice little 2019 car out there in the driveway. I got gas in my car. I got a little bit of money in my pocket. Hey, what? Well, why should I care? I mean, can you blame me? Can you blame me or blame anyone else? Can you? You should. You really should. You should point your finger at yourself. You should point your finger at me. You should point at your next door neighbor. When you wake up tomorrow morning, or it's tomorrow morning already, be angry. Be mad. Enough. Say, the time is up. That's it. It's time to take back what is properly ours. First, our freedom, for God's sake. We don't need these bat faggots out there pulling people over because they have a right to travel. I don't need to be driving down the road and saying, you didn't stop at that stop sign, sir. Well, who did I injure? Is there anybody hurt here? I don't need your Christmas lights behind me telling me what could have happened. You know what? As long as I don't hurt anybody or I injure anybody, it's none of your business what I do. I have a right to life and liberty, don't I? Don't I have a right to live the way I want to live as long as I'm not hurting the next man? Don't I? Don't I have that right? No, you don't. You don't. You need to obey. You will obey. You will pay your electric bill. You will pay for your fake Federal Reserve notes. You will obey. And if you don't obey, like I played many intros on my 7 o'clock show, you can hide in the Amazon jungle. They will find you. They will come after you. They will hunt you down. And they got the military, they got the weapons, they got the technology, they got the microchips in your underwear, they got the barcodes in your forehead already implanted, ready to go. They will find you, and look, you'll be on the 6 o'clock news. Look at this terrorist. There was a standoff at so-and-so's house tonight at 6 p.m. There was a standoff. They arrested him, and there was a shootout, and there was 2 officers hurt, and they were heroes. They were heroes, and they killed the suspect, by the way. Look, folks, that's the way it's going to play out. They're doing it one by one. They may come after me next. They may come after you. They're doing it one by one. And they're going to do it in the masses real soon. The masses. And that's where I talk about the New World Order. Now, I know I'm going to get Mandela-Con on here soon and other people that are going to say, oh, New World Order, there's no such thing. Yes, there is. These people will have total control over you. They will have it. They will be in charge of what you buy and sell. They already control freaking everything already. What makes you think they can't take the next step? For goodness sake, folks, wake up. You have the power to take it all back. You have the power. All you need is the will. But there's people out there shouting, hey, this is what's going on. We all disagree on the way things should go down. We all disagree on the way how things should happen. Yeah, none of us, that's going to happen. That's going to happen. But we can all agree on one thing. We have the damn right to be free. All right. 12:48 a.m. Where the hell are you, social media people? I know I got a bunch of callers on the phone line, but where are all those thousands of people on my social media page? Yeah, too many taking pictures. Yeah, woo-wee, wow, look at me, yeah. Just what I was talking about. Well, you're going to get what you deserve. Don't worry. These people got a plan for you, and it's coming. It's coming. All right, first phone caller tonight. I know it's late, so I can't take too much longer here. I got to show respect to the callers here. All right, 662. John, you're first. Go ahead, John. Welcome to the podcast here tonight. Late show tonight. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
Good evening, man. Hey, wow, that was long-winded of you, man. Very long-winded. But we don't have to lose anything or give up anything to get our freedom back. Because if we stand united, everything in this country belongs to us. And it's going to always be there for us. We take the country back. We take our entire infrastructure and keep it operating. We just get rid of the riffraff at the top of the food chain, the politicians that are running everything. We get rid of that part of the system, and we continue operating. Nobody has to suffer. In fact, we'll be able to put everybody that's homeless in homes, because there's enough homes in the United States that are sitting empty, owned by banks that have foreclosed, to where everybody can have their own home. You know, there's enough food in the United States that everybody can be fed, and all we got to do is just keep supplying. We get rid of the bankers, kick them out of the country, get rid of the monetary system, and we just keep working at providing for each other. You know, and everybody works towards providing. And we won't have to work so many hours, because all these people that work for the government would all of a sudden be out of jobs, so they have to go into the industry of providing for people. So they'll have to go learn jobs and work with the ones that are actually running the country, because our politicians don't run this country. They don't provide nothing for us. It's the people doing it. All they do is extort the hard workers, you know, and celebrate themselves as heroes, you know, when they're not. They're more world terrorists than anything else. But you were so long-winded, I don't want to go ahead and eat up all the time here. I know we got callers that got things to say that I talked to right before I called in, especially one that said you're an idiot and on a comment to me. And I said, well, come tell me about it on the air. So he'll be here. I don't know what the narrative was about at the moment, but, hey, I'm willing to listen and talk about anything. So let's go ahead and call in some callers.
Most of those people, John, most of those people never show up. They never do. But they may be on the phone line here tonight. They may be.
No, he'll show up, and I'll be respectful with him, and I ask him, please, no profanity on the air. You know, when I talk in comments, man, the conversation gets out of hand. But whenever I talk to somebody, we make a phone call to each other, or we talk, you know, openly, voice-wise, the conversation always changes. We understand each other better and always end up, hey, we're on the same team, 99% of the time, unless I'm talking to a politician. He just wants to be the part of that club. He wants to be the guy in the top of that club, you know, like George Collins talks about. He wants to be part of the club, even though he doesn't realize he's never really going to be part of the club. He's just going to be forced to be their puppet and do whatever they tell him to. But he'll get paid good, live well off of it, and have a good retirement. That's about it. Let's go ahead and go to callers.
Yeah, man, let's do it. 440, you're first. And Mandelicon, you want to do a commercial here tonight? Mandelicon, I don't know where your plethora of people are, but I only see you here. So let's see here. 440, go ahead. 440. You press the number 1, your hand's up. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I hope you got something you want to add here, 440. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
sir.
I can hear you.
Okay. A lot of good stuff. You brought up social media. I've only been on the social media for a year, and it's stopping me from messaging my friends. You know?
I hear you.
You know, you know what? You talked about Social Security. My dad worked all his life, man. He was retired 6 months and died from cancer and never seen his retirement. You know, but you know what he did. And my mom was able to live off of it for 21 years. God bless her. 90 years old, she's still alive. You know what?
Amen.
My mom's lost all her friends. She's got a friend that's been laying in a bed for 4 years. They've been feeding her with a tube. For 4 years. It's all about the money.
You know what? And your mom, and you know what? And like you said, your dad worked for Social Security all those years, died of cancer, didn't see a dollar of it. Where'd that money go? These criminals,
yeah.
These scumbag criminals took it.
It's going to all these countries. They want us dead. That's where it's going.
Yeah, because we're building hotels in Afghanistan. We're building hotels and gas stations in Afghanistan. And like I opened up the show here tonight, you know what? We the people need to rise up.
Why are we doing business with China?
Exactly.
You know?
Why are we doing business? That's right, America. John, where do you stand on that, John? Why are we doing business with a criminal country like China? You go over to China and you say the word boo, they'll put you in a damn prison camp. You know? I mean, we the people need to rise up. The time is now. The time, and they're giving us the tools, for God's sake, to rise up and fight, and we're doing nothing. Instead, we're too busy looking at some fat ass on the internet, some skank slut who, look at me. Oh, you want to go to my body cam? Oh, you know how many freaking photos I get of that on my freaking social media with 5,000 friends? You know what? I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah,
I'm sick and tired of it.
Give them a chance to talk. Give the man a chance to talk, Joe.
Hey, here's another one. Here's another one I'll get you going with. Saudi Arabia. Huh? Why don't we deal with them?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, I agree.
We took it over. That's why we're doing business there. The elites now control it.
Oh, I see one of my friends from Florida calling in here. Hey, John, I see one of my friends from Florida here calling in from Florida. I hope you chime in, Florida. We're here to start the revolution here tonight. We're here to rise up tonight, 1 o'clock in the morning here. We're here to fight. Stand up. Let's talk about these criminals who control the monetary system. Let's do it. Let's rise up. 9/11 was an inside job. That's right. They blew those towers up. They blew it up to make us go over to war and fight with a bunch of people in a cave. You think some people in a cave made the greatest military in the world stand down? You think some people in a cave who have 8 miles of railroad track and don't even have a hotel or gas station in their country were outsmarted this military? Yeah, support our troops. They're fighting for our freedom. Bullshit. But you speak to any veteran out there, they'll tell you the truth. Go ahead, Florida. As a matter of fact, 440. I'm sorry to cut you off, but I got Florida on the line, too. We got some people here that want to talk here tonight. That's great. That's good. 440, go ahead.
I just stirring it up, that's all. I got it going. I'm turning it over. I give the floor to somebody else.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for spending the wee hours of the morning here with us. You're right. Well, let's go from New Smyrna Beach, Florida here. New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Go ahead, Florida.
I was just wondering, where was our military? Supposedly we have the best military in the world. Where were they during 9/11?
They were told to stand
down. Planes supposedly can take out and be off the ground in what, a matter of minutes? Those airplanes around for hours.
Where was told to stand down?
They were told to stand down, Florida. They were told to stand down because George Bush was reading a book to a second-grade class. That evil George Bush, that criminal, that's one of the people, John, that need to be arrested. That criminal, that criminal George Bush, you know. I agree with you, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. You're absolutely correct. It is time for we the people to rise up. It is time that we're sick and tired of this criminal government. Criminal. These people are criminals. And the Federal Reserve banking cartel that hijacks our currency every single day. Look, I opened up the show. I know, we just got to pay our bills. You know, I'm happy with my flat screen TV. I'm happy with my brand new car. You know what? We go back to the founders of this country. You know, that's the problem. We got too many widgets and gadgets out there. We got too many luxuries. We need to stand up and take back our country. Enough is enough. New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Go ahead. You want to add something else here? And press number 1 tonight if you want to get on. I know Mendelicon wants to come on. I know New Smyrna Beach. I know you don't like Mendelicon, but he does talk about the People's Revolution, and he wants to do a little infomercial here, and we're going to bring him on in a minute. But New Smyrna Beach, what's going on down there in Florida, the police state, Florida, another police state? Tell us about the police state in Florida. Tell us what's going on down there in Florida.
Well, the militias down here, too, we're all ready to rise up. We figure we don't have as much land beside us because of the water, so we can control it a lot better down here. So the militias down here, too. And
I want to know, and you know what? The military is something else. Is there anyone out there who's been in the military that knows what the heck? I mean, I want to know people that were in the military previously, if they want to talk here about what they think about the war in Afghanistan and going and killing 1 million Iraqis for chemical weapons that were never there. You know, that alone should have this government arrested. I mean, there were no chemical weapons over there. Saddam Hussein never attacked America. What did he do? What did Saddam Hussein do to America? What did he do? You know, well, look, if he was an evil, brutal dictator, that's not our problem.
He wouldn't sell the people in his country to the organization that owns our country. He did. He protected his people.
Yeah. That's right, John. Yeah,
that's the truth.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
The truth. He was looking out for his people and trying to keep them, stable, and with being able to live just peacefully. He had a good system for them. Unfortunately, I don't agree with everything the way they live, but hey, it was better than what we had, and people don't even realize that. They had more freedom than what we got here today.
Well, look at Gaddafi. Gaddafi gave his people free health care, free education. You know, we had to get rid of Gaddafi, didn't we? You know, over there in Libya, they got rid of him real quick, didn't they? You know, had to get rid of him, and that was the Hillary Rodham, bitch ass criminal Hillary Clinton. She should be arrested. That Hillary Clinton should be. The Clintons, the Bushes, they should be arrested, John. Those are the people that really need to be arrested.
Gaddafi's big crime, he was taking the resources, the oil coming out of the ground, and he was giving the money back to the people. That was his big crime. He was supposed to hoard it and make his people suffer, just like they're doing now that we now own his country. We're hoarding it. We're making everybody suffer, and, not us, the elites. You know, it is what it is.
Well, actually, John, Gaddafi actually gave it back to the people. Hang on, John. Gaddafi actually gave it back to the people. He gave them free health care, free college. Yep. Libya was a very beautiful place to live, actually, if you were a Libyan citizen. Yep. Let me tell you that right now.
Yep. Hey, even as a
it was a nice country.
Everybody was pretty good in that country. That's what I was saying. He was giving everything back to the people. He was taking all that money being made with oil and giving it to the people. And that's not acceptable in the Western nation. We're capitalists. No, we got to take everything from the people and make them suffer so they have to work. And if they have to slave for us, we're going to have to make them work really hard just to survive, barely make it. And they're going to think that they're living in the greatest land in the world because they're just surviving. But they don't realize, man, it could be really good here. It really could. We could be living
and we got
free.
Those sluts out there on fake TV like Fox and Friends there, with the fake eyebrows there, like Dana Perino and all the other Fox, their eyebrow falls off their top of their head. You know, the women there, you splash them with a pool of water, they turn into a pile of mud. But everybody's, ooh, look at her. Ooh, she's so beautiful. You throw a bucket of water on them, they turn into a pile of mush. A bunch of fake women. I mean, it's crazy. It's just crazy. But
I don't know what cough syrup you're on. I don't know what kind of cough syrup you're on, but you're going like 100 miles an hour. Give coughs a chance to talk, man. See what they got to say. You're going 100 miles an hour. Try to control it. Let the caller speak.
I know. All right. Florida. I know about the New World Order. Talk about the New World Order a little bit here. Manila Khan's going to refute the New World Order, but tell us about the New World Order, what you know about the New World Order.
Well, apparently the Bushes are probably the worst at wanting to implement the New World Order, because he gave a speech on it, correct? He gave a speech on this is something that we can thrive on, this new world. One world government is what they want, correct? And
that's correct.
They want to do away with the Constitution of the United States. I mean, the Constitution is being shitted on every day. And,
well, they've already done away with the Constitution. They have already done what they've incorporated. That's why they come up with all these public statutes and statutory laws, where you have to be regulated now. And every single thing you do. You want to open up a lemonade stand, you're regulated. You need permission. You need a license. You want to travel, you need a driver's license. You have to have your car inspected. You have to have it registered. That's where the regulation. They've already done away with the Constitution.
To have a permit for anything,
Yeah, yes.
So that you
Yeah,
spend money.
Thing nowadays.
It's all fucked.
Well, that's absolutely true. You need permission to do anything. And if I remember correctly, back when I was landscaping, if anyone remembers correctly there, I was there sowing a piece of grass, and the EPA showed up, the state showed up, and they were like, wow, I noticed you got a backpack sprayer in the back of your truck. And I said, what the hell are you doing looking in the back of my truck? He goes, well, it's in plain sight. I said, yeah. He goes, well, you're running an illegal business here. I said, what are you talking about? What business? I do this as a hobby. Oh, he didn't know what to say, I mean, DTA, don't trust anybody, but, that's none of their business. But, there's ways around the system, but the fact of the matter is what the hell was that guy doing harassing me, working for a living, getting paid by someone else to do something, a service for someone else? Well, I don't need permission from the government to do anything. Nothing.
No.
Nothing at all.
Actually, in America, you do need permission to do anything.
No, you're absolutely right, John. You're absolutely right. And these slaves and these zombies out there, they're too busy staring at their dumb phones. And look, I got myself a dumb phone, and I was sitting there talking to myself today, and I said, wow, I could see why people get hypnotized by these things. There's so much to do on it. I mean, all these little gadgets, these little buttons, swipe this, swipe that. I can look anything up. I could be out anywhere on my dumb phone and playing games. This is what it's all about. And the New World Order has done this by design. They really have. Press the number 1, new callers. Before I bring Mendelicon on here, we're going to bring Mr. Mendelicon on. He wants to talk here. John, do you got anything else you want to add, or Florida, before I bring Mendelicon? Mendelicon, you may get challenged here tonight from some of the callers. So, Mendelicon, hopefully you'll come with something other than the European invader crap tonight. But I'm going to give you the info. I'm going to let you have some information here tonight and let you give some information here to the people. For the people, by the people, like you always say. John, you got anything else you want to add here before I bring Mendelicon on, or Florida, or anyone else out there?
Yeah. Why don't we listen to some new callers and bring in some new things here and see what they got to say and how they feel. Instead of being long-winded with the same things that we talk about all the time. That's one thing I want to ask for.
I agree 100%. I don't have anyone pressing number 1 yet right now, John. I do have a bunch of new callers on the line. All they got to do is press the number 1, and I'll bring them on unscreened, uncensored. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. We're doing a special podcast here tonight. But what I'll do is I'll bring Mendelicon on, and New Smyrna Beach, I know you are a little bit at odds with a lot of what Mendelicon has to say. So let's give Mendelicon 3 or 4 or 5 minutes. He is up late with us, so he did press the number 1. So let's give him a chance and see what he has to say. And then if anyone wants to interject or attack what he has to say or have a conversation on what he has to say, let's do that. Let's do that here. And then I'll give everyone closing thoughts to the podcast, of course, here. So, Mendelicon, go ahead. The floor is yours. New Smyrna Beach, don't hang up on me, please. Go ahead, Mendelicon. The floor is yours.
Roar, roar, roar. On behalf of the Ethiopian matriarch and the usual suspects, for this last almost an hour, we heard a diatribe from the producer of the Confederate flag, Joe Gibson, understanding the times we live in today, who I have been in solidarity with 10 times longer than this guy named John, with this red, white, and blue, just a new kid on the block. We can go back to Tyrone, Pinocchio Thompson, and Trash Jesus the Senator, 7-year relationship. Joe Gibson of the Confederate flag, and John of the red, white, and blue, and the guy in Florida under the red, white, and blue, when they both, and even Tyrone Pinocchio Thompson, know I represent Viaching, the red, black, and green from Maine to Florida, Washington State to California, the UK to the University of Kentucky, from the Congo to the Bongo. I am the chosen son of the matriarch and the People's Revolution. That was an extraordinary piece you put forth, John. And, no, not John. Well, John is Tonto. No, John is Robin. Oh, Batman. The Lone Ranger. You, Joe. Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. That was a beautiful piece you put on there about the revolution, and as you put forth. But I know there's a plethora of people, of new callers. If you hear the voice of the Ethiopian matriarch, the voodoo child, press 1. I need to hear new callers. I don't want to engage with no usual suspect, whether it's you, whether it's John.
Well, John, you need to contact them because they're not here. They're not here. I can tell you that right now. They're not here.
Okay.
So you need to wake those people up and get their asses
when
here.
When you say they're not here, here's why I know you're testifying, Joe Gibson, because never in the history of understanding the times we live in today, do you realize what time it is? You text me before you went on. That was 12:30 a.m. East Coast time. You told the people in your Genesis tonight. It's an international public record. And John the Baptist can't testify on this one because he's a new kid on the block. You told the people you have never had a 12:30 a.m. program, and that's never happened. And Tyrone, Pinocchio, I know you and some of your war criminals under the red, white, and blue are listening. I know you're listening. Because y'all ain't got a goddamn thing going on over there. You know I know it. I told you. I crushed your ass, talk real shitty, talk real solution, and don't nobody tell me what not to say, because Joe, once again, in one of your diatribes earlier, you had a good guy giving some good information. He said fuck about 4 times, right? In that tape you played. Go back and it's in the archives, genius, Einstein. It's in the archives. So don't let John tell you we don't want to hear no long speech. Fuck John. Fuck the red, white, and blue. Fuck the fucking Confederate flag. It's about the red, black, and green in 2019 under the Ethiopian matriarch, right?
The American flag. I live in America. I'm proud of America.
Okay. Hey, Florida, listen. You said, the producer said you don't like me. I ain't no popularity contest. You ain't gonna vote for me. I'm not gonna get you free because you know what the fuck you and your people done. So don't try to play about the American flag. America is North, South, and Central America. America is Alaska, is Canada, is Mexico, is Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, Haiti. All that is the Americas. So this is not the United States of America. You told a goddamn lie.
My people are like Irish. We come over here on a banana boat, dude.
Listen, dude. I'm not going to engage with you. You're eating up my time. So I tell you what, I'm going to let you sit your ass to the sideline.
I'm proud of America. I mean, I live in America. I don't want to live anywhere else. Even
okay.
Though we
you do not live in America if you consider yourself an United States of American citizen. You are in the outside of the United States of America. Y'all did not found or find a goddamn thing. So if you don't like it, leave it. But leave me alone. Leave me alone. Hey, Joe Gibson, I want you to answer me this. Why did you decide tonight, after, because you suffer from insomnia just like me. You're delusional, and you're all in a fucking fantasy world, right? So most of us that ain't sleep tonight, we have visions and dreams. We have star seeds. We see all kinds of shit that you can't see because you suffer from selective amnesia like John with his red, white, and blue, like Florida with his red, white, and blue, and you, Joe, with your Confederate flag. You got selective amnesia. That's why we all suffer from insomnia. I'm up from sun up to sundown, and I get rest when I need rest. And right now, I need to kick some ass. I don't need no rest. Isn't it extraordinary, Joe, that you having a program for the first time after 7 years of me and your interaction at 12:30 a.m.?
Olivia,
yes, it's
already.
Extraordinary, Mandela Khan. It's extraordinary, but at the same time, we don't want to turn the show into an argument. We want to try to,
Ain't no argument. Ain't no argument. Ain't no argument. I'm just not going to allow from your usual suspect to tell me what they want to hear from me. They don't want to hear no long this when all they do is filibuster and come up with some revolution that they stealing my shit from the matriarch. You hear me? Don't let me expose what's going on in here, because you and Tyrone know what the fuck I told
where's
y'all.
your 11 million people at? MandelaCon, you've been talking 11 million people now for 3.5 years, and you can't get 2 people to call into this show. So what are you talking about?
You are lying, no good bastard. I'm going to rest her case right there, because here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. You got, hold on, John. You got your Tonto. You got your you got your Robin. He says November 2nd, 2020.
All right, hang on, I got 203. I may have one of your cohorts calling in.
No. Hold on. Because I want to kill your Robin and I want to kill your fucking Tonto. He says November 2nd, they're going to arrest somebody. I want him to be successful. I do. But he don't have that swing because he ain't got the remedy, man. This motherfucker's a fraud.
MandelaCon, we're not ending the show here. MandelaCon, let's open up the phone lines because you said there was a plethora of people here that new callers, and let's bring them on. Area code 203. Go ahead. Area code 203. Go ahead.
203. Hi, everybody. It's Monique. MandelaCon, hi. I got a call in just to
Queen
say
of
hi.
all queens
I can't
of
talk
Haiti.
right now.
Of Haiti. The high priestess of Haiti is on the line. And I know that there's never been a woman who spoke after 3 years under standard times in which we live in today. And there's not a man.
Can she speak, please? Can she speak?
There's not a man who can bring a woman to her standard. Not one woman in your sector is her standard. That's what I have to say.
All right, MandelaCon, can she speak, MandelaCon? Can she speak, please? Go ahead, 203. Well, 203 just dropped, MandelaCon. You chased her away.
I didn't chase her nowhere.
Tonight is the usual problem tonight is that
MandelaCon, you're racist against white people. You're racist. You're racist. Why are you racist against white people?
I didn't chase her nowhere. I told you from the beginning. And Tyrone Thompson, you know about Malik Belazaire. You know about Angel Eagle Love. You know about
MandelaCon, every time you get somebody to call in, you chase them away. As soon as they call in, you start talking over me and chase them away.
I tell you what. I'm not gonna be the bad guy while Uncle Scam. Y'all let him get away with your Veterans Day. Your Veterans Day bullshit that y'all all pull, and you're gonna have some cranberry sauce and some fucking drumsticks run out your ass in a few more days, right? So you ain't gonna make me the boogeyman and the bad guy.
Oh, you're gonna be eating Kentucky Fried Chicken too. Come on now.
I tell you what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna rest their case and let y'all go on back to your regularly scheduled programming that you don't have 12:30 a.m.
Yeah, MandelaCon, you bring people onto the podcast. MandelaCon, my only point was you brought a female on to talk and you chased her away. She hung up so fast.
Okay, you can interpret that. Okay, you can interpret that. Now bring me a female that want to hear what you got to say. Bring me one, John. Bring me one, Florida. Bring me one, Joe. Bring me one female that want to hear what the fuck you got to say. Don't criticize me.
Okay. I'm gonna answer that little there. You want me to bring somebody on? Well, you know what?
I don't want you to do nothing. Do one thing. You got November 2nd, 20.
You're not going to let nobody
I'm not going to be the bad guy. Y'all not going to throw no fucking arrows at me.
John, I'm going to mute him. John, I'm going to mute him if he doesn't let you speak. Let John speak, MandelaCon.
Come on, man. You guys, both of you, got diarrhea of the mouth tonight for some reason. Take a minute, take a breath, listen to people. You know, I appreciate your intro, MandelaCon, attacking me.
Denise Belazaire will be calling back in a few minutes. She was very in an emotional thing. She's coming back. But I'm not trying to criticize y'all. I don't want to debate. I don't give a fuck what y'all involved in, okay? So don't point no fucking arrows at me.
All right. All right. Can John talk until she comes back, please, MandelaCon? John, go ahead. The floor is yours. Go ahead.
You know, men got this thing. where a lack of sex makes them mean. It's like they say sex is a meaner. The more I miss it, the meaner I get. I think McGillicuddy is lacking sex right now. You know,
that's why you are a lying, no good bastard. I get more pussy than you get dick. I get more pussy than you get dick. And you jealous. And you jealous. And you really jealous. Why would you throw a low blow like that? If you go lower on me, I'm going to go lower. And if you go lower, I'm going to go underground and give you an African ass whipping. You like more dick than I get pussy. Right? Tell the truth.
Bro, it was a joke. I say it about myself all the time, man. I tell everybody, hey, sex is a misdemeanor. The more I miss it, the meaner I get. Just relax.
Okay.
All right,
well, that's not me. That's not me. Me and your definition is two different things. I don't have your definition.
Like John said, let's calm down here.
John can't tell me to calm down. We're going to talk about I don't get no pussy. What the fuck is he talking about?
Oh, God. Now, why? See, it's late night show, so everyone's got that on their mind. Okay?
Yeah, but he's just making up shit just like you. He's all delusional, making up shit he don't know nothing about. I get more pussy than he get dick. I'm telling you.
You better get more pussy than I get dick. I ain't never got no dick, so you better have gotten some pussy at one point in your life.
Okay, I tell you what. Now he's trying to divert away from freedom, justice, and total independence because you know that November 2nd, 2020, the people going to be looking for the president in the white people's house. They ain't going to be trying to overturn the motherfucking system when they in the voting system. Fuck the vote.
Hey, you know, I'd like to talk to this guy here that was talking about being in the militia in Florida.
Okay, I know you do. After you stuck your foot in your mouth, of course you do.
It has nothing to do with racism, okay? Nothing to do with racism. We're all about our own freedom.
Who said something about a race? I ain't said a damn thing about a race.
We're way down here.
Can you let him speak? McGillicuddy, can you let him speak, please, before you interrupt? I mean, please, come on. Can we have a dialogue here? I don't want to argue with everybody at 1 o'clock in the morning. Let's have a conversation. Come on. Florida, go ahead. Speak your mind. Go ahead.
Well, I'm from North Carolina, but I live in New Smyrna Beach, Florida now, and it's so cool.
Well, why don't you like me? Joe Gibson said you don't like me.
Lord.
Why? You told Joe Gibson you don't like me. Why don't you like me?
The thing I don't like about you is you're
That's
racist.
why, because you won't let no one speak.
You're racist against white people, dude.
Okay, that's a lie. I'm done with you. I don't have nothing else to say. Go ahead and spew your poison. Kill the messenger. The hell with the message.
By the way, New Smyrna Beach,
he's nothing to do with black or white.
He's not racist. This isn't the guy that's racist.
In here, in our militia, it has nothing to do with black or white. It's all about taking care of what happens if...
It's all about the revolution of wrong versus right. I don't give a damn if you white. I don't give a damn if I'm black. I'm talking about wrong versus right, because you're a liar.
All right, McGillicuddy, you're not going to let anybody speak, McGillicuddy. Come on now. I'll carry on with John and New Smyrna. You got to let him speak. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Go ahead, Florida. Speak. One last chance. Go ahead. Come on. Speak, Florida. Go ahead. And John wants to talk to you. Go ahead.
We all have guns and everything. It's just about taking care of if you guys know if the shit hits the fan. Let's say the stock market drops, or let's say the electricity goes off right now in the whole United States and Ethiopia too. If it goes off in Ethiopia too, and in the United States, okay, let's say after 30 days, it's going to be freaking fucking chaos, isn't it? Come on. It's going to be chaos. Everybody's going to be hungry. You're going to be fucking... And that's why we have to stick together as... I mean, you want to call it... But I'm against the government because they probably going to let shit like that happen. You know? They don't give a shit about us. We're just little ants running around taking care of their goddamn farm. We have to stick together, black, white, everybody. And I don't know how to change the United States. I do not know how to Joe, me and you went to where was it that place we went? We put our thumbprint.
You're talking about the Restore America Plan meeting. You're talking about the Restore America Plan meeting, where we were trying to start up something that was to abolish the current system and start up the republic and restore the Constitution of America.
We were going to do away with the government, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Our own government.
Amen.
But I don't
John,
know
John, do you want to talk to Florida? John said he wanted to talk to Florida and maybe ask some questions. So let John speak here.
Wait, no,
okay.
let's listen to him. Let him finish what he's got to say. You know, he hasn't had a chance to speak. He keeps getting interrupted. And I like what he's saying. Very good.
Everything I need to say, I mean, I don't know how to fix it. I don't. I just know that we have to stick together, and us people like us, you guys, and Medelicon need to. I don't know if there's an uprising or if the stock market crashes or anything like that right there. We need to stick together and try to work through this shit. I mean, I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to.
Okay.
I mean,
as far as fixing it,
nobody does. I mean,
well, listen to me a minute. Listen to me a minute about fixing it. You know, we have a Bill of Rights, right, in the Constitution. The original Constitution is no longer there, but we still have the original Bill of Rights. Do you know the Bill of Rights is an instruction manual how to maintain freedom in the United States of America from an oppressive government? It's a 2-step manual. So if you want to know what to do and how to fix the system, it's right there. It tells you. It still never has changed. It still will work today. The first step is you bring grievance to government. That's Amendment number 1. And it tells you how to bring grievance. If the government doesn't correct their course of action, wait, let me finish. If the government doesn't correct their course of action when you tell them to correct their course of action, we are to exercise step number 2 of the instruction manual, which is Amendment number 2. And that's what the purpose of the militia is. It's we, the people, unite, because we're not allowed to get our guns taken away, so we all have guns. So all of a sudden, we're this massive force of 300 million troops in the United States of America standing up for our freedom, okay? And the government cannot withstand that. No government can, not when the population is armed. That is the point of the Second Amendment, and that's why it is there, because it is necessary for a free state of living. It says there, necessary for a free state, not the state you're living in, a free state of living. You have to understand the writing of the times and the way they worded things and the reason they worded it. Okay? All we have to do is exercise the Second Amendment, and we can fix all our problems, because all our problems are being brought to us by courtesy of our wonderful government, you know, and we can stop that. And that's what I call for on November 2nd, 2020. We rise up and arrest all the people in charge of government, not all government employees, only the ones in charge. We put them in prison. The rest will lose their job because they're not needed for that, what they're doing, extorting us. We don't need extortion anymore on the people. We don't need oppression on the people anymore. And then they can go work and provide. Everybody can work and provide for the people of the United States. We're not going to lose power. We're not going to lose our TVs. We're actually going to have more of everything because we'll have more people producing everything that we need for survival. All our toys are all going to be mass-produced, handed out like candy. There's not going to be a reason for everybody to own their own personal boats because you can go to the marina and just check out a boat anytime you want. So everybody's not going to need a personal boat, you know. You want to go to a racetrack. You want to race a car. You don't do it on the streets. Go to the racetrack. Check out a car right there. Get on the track where you're not going to hurt somebody else. When you're on the road, follow the rules of the road for safety of everyone else. You know, but if you want to do something crazy, go to the racetrack. Get in a car. If you want to go kill yourself on the track, nobody's going to get hurt but you. You're good to do it. You know?
All right, John, I'm getting a message right now. A lot of people are having trouble getting through tonight. Okay, so let's call what Vendelicon wants me to call a number here. We'll call a number, see if they answer, and we'll see what happens. It's late at night. It's a crazy show. Let's see here. Let me see here. 877. Hang on. No, I don't want to read out the whole number here. But let me try calling Mandelacon's people here. These are people from the People's Revolution that want to get on. They say they can't get through, so I'm going to call them right now. Florida, I see you. I'll reconnect you, but let's call this individual here late at night. I'm calling them now, Mandelacon. If they want to contribute here to the podcast. Hopefully I don't get yelled at. Hello? Yes, hello. Mr. Mandelacon asked me to call your phone number here. We're live on Understanding the Times in which you live in today. Mandelacon, this is your friend here who wants to talk on the podcast. Go ahead, Mandelacon. You two converse, please.
Oh, okay. What's going on? Much love, much respect, Tariq. We here.
Hey, all right.
And understanding the times we live in today. We have some people that represent the Confederate flag, people represent the red, white, and blue, and we have me that represents the red, black, and green. You can take it from there on where you see things in November 2019.
Well, it's there's a serious war for the mind brewing, man. I mean, we talking about confusion has been the chestnut for like many years. So you see they don't want to go in tune with the the 2020 vision, but I mean, hey man, it's confusing. Confusion is looming. I mean, they're gonna put more,
So when the economy collapses, sir, so let me ask you this question. When the economy collapses and society breaks down and this criminal government, the Federal Reserve Banking Cartel, withdraws all the Federal Reserve notes from the circulation of the system that we have that we call America today, the capitalist society, tell me, where are the people going to stand then? What do the people do?
Well, remember, it said that once all the deception, comes down, man. I mean, you're left with what is. You're left with, what you have, and we don't see the real being built up in people because we've been conditioned and accustomed to go along with a lie now. Now, what you just said was true. You just spoke truth about this fiat currency. Currently, we are using, but they have been adjacent and accustomed to depend desperately and systemically upon that which isn't. It's a thing or not. So being that, the whole root foundation of nurturing, what really is and building upon those truths of what is, man, people are going to go just what the heck, like we're talking about The Walking Dead.
Zombies. We're going to have zombies running around attacking each other, basically, unless we have people awake.
Right. Because, see, the thing is, if we're talking about, seriously, that's the essence of you coming into the world to benefit it. You bring gifts with you that you're not aware of. These are gifts to benefit, not to the opposite of benefit. These are lively abilities, and we got a bunch of systemic, mindless, sleep to the situations of just who they are. And, it's encroaching. It's basically like, those that have been robbing them don't want them to have it. So, hell, they know what's coming. They know what's coming, just like that movie, The Knowing. Come on, man. They know what's happening. They know what's going to pop.
Or how about that movie They Live? Or how about that movie They Live where they put the sunglasses on and they can see?
Exactly. Right. Yeah. You know about what that be with the sunglasses and the situation of, man, yo, listen, hey, there is a sad disease that has come with this, this lie we have
But sir, you're obviously prepared and you understand what's going on, obviously. But what advice could you give to the people out there who are too busy fighting over, the Dumbo on Sunday or the NBA basketball game, and we're if you look, let me ask you this, right? Let's be serious here. You walk into any Dunkin' Donuts or coffee shop or McDonald's or wherever you're at, wherever you're at, or you're standing on the corner talking to a bunch of your buddies. What's everybody talking about? Oh, wow! Look at Michael Jordan. This back in my day was Michael Jordan. This, LeBron James. This and that. Everybody's talking about this, but in reality, all that's fantasy world. Because you know what? When shit crashes, we need to be prepared and be ready for when these people pull the rug out from underneath us.
Man, you ain't lying on that one. The thing is, only thing I can tell those that are asleep is, put your butt cheeks together, stick your head in the sand, because the situation, the end of this lie is inevitable.
So now let me ask you this. I got a gentleman on the line here right now tonight with us. He's live too, because we got a bunch of people live with you. All right. What we're talking about really happens. It finally happens. We don't know when it's going to happen. It could be a year from now, 2 years from now. It could be, it could be tomorrow. We don't know. These people pull the rug out from underneath us. These people that are not prepared. How should we prepare ourselves, and what do we replace our current system with? Because obviously there has to be some sort of system in place, correct? To control the people, because otherwise, because you have zombies, like you just said, you have zombies running around out there. Like you said, put your head in the sand, put your butt cheeks together. Otherwise, we're in big trouble, because you're going to have roving bands of lunatics out there that are going to rely on the government to protect them, and they're going to sell you out and stitch you out like they're stitching you out today. They do it on their little nickel bag, dime bags, and this and that. And I saw you stealing a candy bar, and people are the do-gooders out there. See something, say something. And but what system do we replace the current system with? What do we do?
You know that the bartering situation. You have something I happen to want, and I have something that you might need, or I might have something you may need, and you have something I may need. This means George Jefferson is not going to be good to the poor and depraved in mind. They ain't going.
Huh? Not work for everybody. We can't have a bartering system. We can't have a monetary system. Neither one of those work. So why don't we have a tribal system?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. The tribal system.
For a while.
The tribal system would be you're going to still be doing bartering in the tribal system. So you really are talking to those that are woke.
Okay. Well,
that's right.
Okay, look at it this way. Let me put it this way. If everybody's working and producing, okay, that means we're producing so much that everybody will have everything they want. The task of people in a system is do your part, replenish the well. Don't just take without replenishing. Everybody do a little part and replenish. Now, if everybody's replenishing the well will always stay full, because you can only take so much before, oh my God, there's nothing I need. You know what I mean?
But that's not going to happen because there's too much greed out there, because every individual has individual greed. There's people out there like this gentleman is talking about that are greedy, that are zombies today, John, who have everything, but they're zombies, and they're running around, take, and they're not going to replenish the well. So therefore, like this gentleman saying, there has to be a bartering system. Let's just say hypothetically here, I have a chainsaw in my garage. This man needs to cut up firewood to heat his house, and guess what? He's got 10 bags of rice that are going to feed my family, so he wants my chainsaw, so we trade. We have a bartering system. Today, the bartering system is controlled by the Federal Reserve banking cartel. They control the money.
Okay.
They control those Federal Reserve notes that we all love, right? We all love it.
Not everybody has something to barter with. You're talking about 100 millions of people, hundreds of millions of people. Okay, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people. Not everybody's going to be able to have something to barter with, but they can
That's
go.
That's not true, John. That's not true. You have your labor to barter with also, John. You have your labor to barter with. You have your services and goods to barter with. Services and goods. That's not true.
If we're going to go through that, and wait, if we're going to turn into a capitalist, we're going to have slaves. Why don't we just keep what we got and stop complaining? Keep what we got, because that's what you're going right back into. You're not looking to change in something better. You're looking to do the same thing we did in the past.
And that's what I preach, John. We need to eliminate the corruption within our current system. We need to eliminate the corruption. How do we do that? We chop the head of the snake off. The Federal Reserve banking cartel that controls our bartering system today is a fractional reserve banking cartel. They create things out of nothing, and they make us, the slaves, the sheep, work for it. That's why the Constitution is so important, John, because the Constitution says only gold and silver is legal tender because that's a physical asset. You can't, it's weights and measures. You weigh gold weighs an ounce of gold weighs an ounce. You can't adjust that. But Federal Reserve notes you could print more fake money and monopolize it. That's what I talk about. You see, John?
Okay. What you don't understand, bro. Okay, what you don't understand is
to crush at one time or another. They're printing it out of thin air. It has to go down at one time or another.
Actually, it's not out of thin air. It's not out of thin air. You all think it is, but it isn't. They're printing it based on you.
My gold. It used to be back my gold.
It's back with your bro. It's back with your life. You are the slave that backs that money.
My what? My blood?
You are the slave that's the backing of that money that's on the streets.
And
all over
yes, today that's because of John. You're missing the whole point. Hang on, guys, you're missing the whole point. We go back to the Federal Reserve banking cartel. They control the monetary system. Private stockholders. We go back to what the Constitution originally said, which was gold and silver. You have a monetary system that's through weights and measures. You can weights and measures, John. You can't adjust weights and measures. It weighs what it weighs. It measures what it measures. That was so interesting about the Constitution. Now, Mandela-Khan out there disagrees with the Constitution, I think. And I don't know what Mandela-Khan's talking about and what type of system he wants to replace. We have to have a bartering system amongst ourselves. We have to. There has to be a bartering system because we all have to trade. We all got to do commerce with each other. We all got to commerce with each other. We all have to. You know, because one guy's got what you want, one guy has what I want. John's preaching a utopia where everybody's just going to work for free and I'm going to build a house for you for free. That ain't going to happen, John, because there's too many people out there that don't want to help each other out. You know? That's not going to happen.
Currency is going to fail. Our currency with the Federal Reserve note, is that going to fail? How
of course it's going to fail.
Designed to fail, to put you in poverty so you end up blind, begging the government, depending on the government. It's designed to do that. But wait, let's Joe's advocating that we go back in history and repeat the exact same mistakes we made in the past. Why can't
No, John. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, John. No, I'm not. The founders of this country warned us about central bankers taking control of a fiat currency. We have a fiat currency right now, okay? The founders of this country warned us of that. It doesn't matter what happened, slavery, this and that, and that's all regulation and illegal laws. You go back to the Bill of Rights like you were talking about. You know, John, you're not getting what you have to have a system of government. You can't have anarchy. Otherwise, the tribal system is going to kill each other. The tribal system has been tried before. It doesn't work, John. It doesn't work.
The one thing that hasn't been tried is the tribal system, the monetary system. We've ever tried kings, queens,
the tribal
and
system has been tried. It's been tried in Afghanistan. That worked out real well.
Hey, listen. Let me just interject quickly here, because under your nationalism that you guys are discussing, you're excluding the creator under internationalism. If you have the Federal Reserve, IMF, or the World Bank, you have to have an interconnected society to do business all over the world. And where y'all are locked into your selective amnesia, it could be white nationalism of the United States of America or black nationalism of the United States of America. That has nothing to do with the creator and a world economy. Y'all are not discussing this thing properly because you're locking it into your 5% of, the Constitution, Declaration of Independence, Bill of Rights. All over the planet, there are commodities and resources that is traded through whatever social system you have. That's why socialism is going to defeat your capitalism based on imperialism, because your whole political economy is based on war, lying, stealing, and killing.
What do you suggest, Mandela Khan? What type of system should we go under, Mandela Khan? A prime minister like Ethiopia? A prime minister system where...
if you're going to ask me a question, then you're going to get the answer that you ain't ready for, and that is that the whole abolishing and a global reset that the Federal Reserve, the IMF, and the World Bank under the European Union is now international war crime and null and void. That's first and foremost. And everybody, black, brown, red, yellow, and white, old, young, gay, straight, like in this country and outside this country, have to realize that the whole world economy exists because of the divided continent nation state called the United States of Africa. Now, you have 50 states over here that's national states under one nation. What I'm saying, in order to have the global reset, the way everybody's going to have to be accountable, is that it's womanatory that the United States of Africa and the national treasury of all the animals, lions, tigers, and zebras, and commodities come under the red, black, and green. It's going to happen with or without any of your asses, because you're only talking about nationalism inside the United States of America, and I don't give a damn if you're a veteran or you're black or white. Tyrone Pinocchio Thompson.
All right, Mandela Khan. We don't have I don't know Tyrone Pinocchio Thompson. I'm sure is not listening tonight. Okay.
The red, green, and blue doesn't have a deficit in their country. Is that what you're saying, Mandela Khan? That the Ethiopian Empire doesn't have a deficit. I mean, they have a currency that is world trade. I mean, it's worth on the market.
As we speak, the only thing that's wrong with the only thing that's wrong, just like that's going down in South America where y'all trying to perform a coup, it has nothing to do with the political economy. It has everything to do with the CIA and the FBI creating skullduggery, conquering divide to try to get the resources as they would like to have it. That's all this thing is about. It ain't got nothing to do with...
Do away with fucking the Federal Reserve note. John F. Kennedy did, and he got killed by probably somebody underneath some other flag. I don't know. I heard that it was Cuban or something. I don't know how John F. Kennedy got killed. But he wanted to do away with the Federal Reserve.
He wanted to do with the Federal Reserve banking cartel, yes, and they killed him. And Abraham Lincoln also wanted to do with that after the Civil War. We can go into history all we want, and we can debate history and slavery and everything else, but we're talking about here and now.
You played a tape of a whole bunch of people that was executed, and you even mentioned Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and such others. That tape. This guy needs to go back and revisit that. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about now is that Pandora's box is open, and we are breaking the Da Vinci Code because everyone knows that they're guilty and everyone knows that they're lying. And none of y'all right because freedom, justice, and total independence can't come from your itinerary. If you honestly think that the United States federal government can go anywhere outside this country and bring peace and justice, something's wrong with you. And then you have the audacity.
Yeah, but neither can China and neither can Russia. Neither can any other government.
No. I'm responsible for the big bad. I'm the power guy. I got the life and death over the world. I'm the one that you have to listen to. I control the air, the Lord of the sea. I'm the master of everything that you may be. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, that ain't going to happen, Mandela Khan, according to the rest of the 368 other countries around the world. So how do we solve the problem here in America?
America is finished. Just like the eagle has landed, the sun won't set on England's empire. Until the victor goes to spoils, the victor became the United States of America. But it had a special.
You're absolutely right, Mandela Khan. The American experiment is failed. You're right. The American experiment has failed.
But the reason why America was so successful because she had the blood.
Khan, let's let 803 get in there. I called 803, so let's let 803. Hang on, Mandela Khan.
This last second. Come on, this last sentence. The only reason why America was successful because she used the blood, sweat, and tear equity of the indigenous African people to create capitalism based on imperialism, the World Bank, the IMF, and the Federal Reserve.
All right, Mandela Khan. All right, you're saying they use the African people. Hang on, everybody, calm down. Listen. 803, I called you. What's your take on all this? Because I'm going to give closing thoughts. I want to give everyone shut up for a minute, please.
America.
Listen, I'm going to give everyone 7.5 minutes apiece here to talk. All right? And everyone can hear each other out. And then we'll go from there, okay? 803, I did call you. So, 803, what's your take on everything you just heard just now? Of course, a lot of people are yelling over each other. 803, I'm going to give you the floor for as long as you like here within 7-minute period. Go ahead.
Okay. Mandela Khan is speaking very sobering situations on a more spiritual level than Khan. We have over decades of carnality, mental carnality on things that we don't have the time to rework into everyone going out. I mean, the sign of the three gentlemen thrown in the furnace. That was paramount to what it is that they're gonna. Man, the only thing you can do is speak to them who can hear you. It's like you read like this group right here. We can reason amongst each other, but look, man, they promoting this in movies, games. They letting you know that the majority. They even got the damn Gladstone, the Georgia Gladstone, saying the same thing.
Amen, brother.
So it's not that. I'm very, very, very. I'm an avid reader of story of past history, our story, and everything that went on that culminated to this chaos that we coming to. Man, we did not get the greenback going. We did not get anything. Lincoln was trying to do. Kennedy was trying to do with that. Now, all right, however y'all want to feel about Kennedy, man, look, I'm just saying. All right, there you go. Our last president that actually wasn't on the tape. He might have had some things he was, taking on, but look, it wasn't about, hey, I don't want to have a country where we, like secrecy is repugnant. Man, we dealing with some dirt that got to be clean. So, hey, man, I ain't never been scared of an end of a thing, but I'll be damned if I'm going to be deceived in the end of a thing.
Amen.
Amen to that too. I'll say that. I agree with that. But
so with that, I say, man, gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure serving and being, alive to serve. But we got, man. I'm not going out whimpering. I ain't gonna go out crying, but I'm gonna continue to stand tall and face this bullshit head on. But man, it's only for the few, man. They done turn this thing into Z Nation.
Well, I feel like until we fix our monetary system with the Federal Reserve note, we are not going to achieve shit.
That's right. Hey, New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Hang on, John. John's been waiting patiently. John, I want to give you some time here. Hang on, New Smyrna Beach. Let John speak here. John's been waiting patiently. John, go ahead. You want to add to this some solutions here? Because we do have to wrap it up here soon. And I want Mandela Khan here to have some final thoughts. But, John, I want to give you plenty of time without interruption because you did join us here. John, go ahead.
Hey, people. Hey, how you all doing, man? Listen for a minute. Just open your minds and think about this. The problem we're having is our monetary system because they're controlling us. Those are the chains of bondage that we are suffering under right now today because they control the system. Okay? So how do we change the times we live in? We get rid of the monetary system. We get rid of the capitalist system. Now, any system you bring in to replace it is the exact same thing as what you had. Even bartering, it is the exact same thing. You're still going to have people that have and that have nots. Okay? The have-nots are going to be the workers, the ones that are actually getting everything done. The ones that have will enslave the workers. That's what's going to happen. Now, if we get rid of all monetary value on everything, no more greed because there's nothing to be greedy for. That would eliminate the greed of man. Okay? And we start sharing everything. And we all work to produce for each other. Now everybody will be able to live free. And there is no greater death than dying free. Okay? And that's all I care to do. I'm going to regardless because I'm not a slave to this system. I actually operate in it because I have to. But I'm not a slave. I know what's going on, and I know what I need to do to be away from it. Okay? I'm fully awake. I don't play their game. And all you guys worried about your greed and what you're going to have over the other guy, that's an issue that really got to get out of your minds. Worried about what the other guy.
You're breaking up, John. You're breaking up, John. You're breaking up on me, John.
Okay. Is it any
you're
better?
Breaking up.
Either way.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. John, you're breaking up.
You do have some good points.
All right, John, just hang on for a second here. Mandela Khan, just because I don't want to short anybody here, and it's very late. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Thank everybody for joining me here tonight. I really do. Florida, I'll let you speak after Mandela Khan, and then I'll try to get back to John here. Mandela Khan, go ahead. Take a few minutes here. Go ahead, real quick.
The people's bloodless revolution is in order in this revolutionary revelation because from what I can remember or what you don't want to recognize, that we didn't pray, vote, go to school, or shoot our way into genocide, atrocities, and war crimes. I'll say it again. I don't give a damn what color you are, whether you're black, brown, red, yellow, or white, old, young, gay, straight alike. If you can show me a document that we prayed, voted on, went to school, or shot our way into slavery, then I'll tell you, let's use some of those instruments. But you and I both know that never happened. But yet we are under mind control to use the instrument of capitalism based on imperialism, which is a worldwide political economy that started right here. Right here. And my responsibility is to help everyone remember what they forgot or what they don't want to recognize and destroy it on behalf of the majority of nations outside of this Constitution, Declaration of Independence, and Bill of Rights under your nationalism, under the United States of America. That's what I'm here to help you remember what you forgot, because I don't represent you in this country. I represent the Creator, and that is on the whole planet. And that's where the final voice and the decree of the exigency will come in, because this is Africa for the Africans at home and abroad. And the People's Revolution ain't all black, and it ain't all men. So for y'all to put into that Masonic, patriarchal, limited understanding on selective amnesia about he who took control of the world with Atlas holding the world on his shoulders, the AAA plan, it was a lie. That's why Hollywood, when y'all talk about entertainment, FCC, radio and TV, 10, 6, and 3, BET, C-SPAN, Cable, Fox, you're being programmed. And if you sit down and watch any of that, your ass is done because you're not getting the truth nowhere on the radio or TV. The only place you can get the truth is in social media, and you got to look in a fine-tooth comb.
Well, you got to look very, very, very hard. Florida. I know it's late. Florida, you want to say something here real quick, and then I'll bring back John on. Go ahead. And then 803. I don't know if you're still there or not. Maybe you want to. Florida, I think dropped. So John, go ahead. Go ahead, John. The floor is yours. Actually, hang on. 803. Go ahead, because you've been waiting. You said you got to go. So go ahead. 803. Go ahead.
No, I don't gotta go. I'm still tuned in and everything. I'm agreeing. Like I said, I'm agreeing to the situations that, man, everything Mandela Khan is saying, man, we are. We clearly, like I said, it's gonna have to be spiritual nuance, man. It's not gonna. I mean, these what is it? Legalese, they ain't really been doing, too much of anything great. So, like I said, the end of all a lie. At the end of all, a lie comes. I mean, my thing is, staying mindful of, your disconnect from it and doing what you can to help those that are willing to listen and take heed to whatever you saying. Man, it's a painful truth, man. Them that see, destruction, on the horizon, man. I mean, they are the most convicted.
Oh, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. And the project of this show basically is, and we this is a late night show. Obviously, we usually podcast at 7 p.m. on Sundays, and where we get hundreds of callers that call in. Actually, we just decided to do a late night show here tonight. Before I get back to Florida, John, go ahead. You were breaking up. Are you better now? Go ahead, John.
Oh, I'm here, man. I was doing dishes, listening. I was listening and doing dishes. Hey, look, we have to evolve as a race. We have to stop making the mistakes of the past. We have to get out of this indoctrination, this brainwashing of monetary system of me. We have to work as a tribe, so we were all producing for each other, so we all have everything we need in life and everything we want. Okay.
After you, John, Florida. After you, John. After you yield, John, Florida's next. Go ahead. I'm sorry, John. Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
That would end all greed and all envy. If everybody had what they needed, what they wanted, they wouldn't want what the next person has because they'd realize eventually, oh, I have what I want. And now all you got to do is just do your part and provide for the well. Your electricity will always stay on. Your gas will always stay on. Everything you need for survival will be provided by the people. But go and do something and provide for the people too. That's all it would take. And as a collective, if we could do that and forget about having somebody rule over us, having a police force or anybody in charge that's going to have extraordinary powers to just demand whatever of the people or control the people. Control is not acceptable. We don't need to be controlled. We don't need to be ruled over. We don't need to be governed. We're all capable of that, okay? The mental illness and all the sickenings going on right now is because of the system they were brought into. This system disappears. 99% of all these problems we have go away as we work as a collective. And that's all I'm trying to explain to everybody, and I get interrupted every time I try to explain it. We can evolve. If we evolve, like the man was saying, the Georgia Guidestones, look, they've already put up their trophies. 95% of the population is scheduled for extinction, and that is everybody on this broadcast. Okay, we're all scheduled for extinction. We're not part of the club. Okay, everybody that you talk to every day, none of them are part of the club. Even these politicians that think, I'm part of the club. I work with these guys. These guys are going to take care of them. No, they're not. They're not part of the club. They're just puppets being used to keep the population in check. to keep the illusion of what's going on, this matrix that we live in, you know? And it's got to be in, I don't know, man. Look, I don't want to get cut off here, but we need to evolve. We need to do it completely different, and the tribal system has never been tried, so don't say it has. And the few places that were using it all got taken over by the capitalist system through war. We came in and we destroyed their way of life. They were living peacefully and happily, you know? And you might not believe it, but it happens. And you were just talking about it, like Libya or wherever that place was you were talking about. They were being taken care of by their government. The government was taking all that oil money and giving it back to the people. So we went and we destroyed their way of life and bombed their cities, bombed their homes, called them terrorists. You know, we called them terrorists, and they weren't doing nothing but living in peace. And we came in and did that to them, and we called them terrorists. We're afraid of them? Really? Okay, I yield. Go ahead, anybody. I'm not going to go on forever.
Is it my turn?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Okay. Joe, you showed me a video probably no more than a year or so ago, and it was very sad, Joe, if you can remember it. It was the government made all these body bags. And why? Why? Because they knew it was caskets stopped up on. Do you remember that, Joe? Is anybody out there, Joe? Anyway,
top 10 bottom.
It was very sad because what's going to end up happening, I hope I don't see it in my lifetime, is total chaos, and the government just distinguishes all of us so that they have something better. I don't, you know. Joe, do you remember those videos?
I remember the video that you're talking about. I don't know, not Joe, this is John. But you're talking about the ones about the tens of thousands of coffins that hold 4 people per coffin that they got all over the United States. That they're getting ready to put us in mass graves.
It's sad. I mean, because why would our government make something like that? Why would they produce something like that? And while people are starving, while we have a deficit in the United States, and here they're making coffins? God, come on. Why?
If I may.
So repeated by the fucking monetary system, it ain't even funny. Our dollar is not worth a fucking bit of nothing. And it's going, what is it backed by? Nothing. Nothing. Where is for?
It's backed by corpses. It's backed by corpses. Corpses.
Fort Knox have gold in it anymore. When I
backed by corpses.
We always knew Fort Knox was where all the gold was, guys. Is it there? Does Fort Knox have gold in it now?
Nope.
That backs our money.
They looted it all. They took it all.
They took it all, yep. But the money is backed by corpses. Corpses. That's what it says on the. It's backed by corpses. That's what they're preparing for.
It ain't backed by no precious metals.
Well, it's backed by precious.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Guys, you're absolutely correct. I do got to wrap up the podcast here, but tune in on Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, John. Late night. Wow. You know what? Maybe we need to advertise one of these late night shows and get some more interesting feedback from everybody. That would be great. But everybody, good night. Thanks for. What's that?
You're back now? We lost you for a minute.
Oh, no, I'm still here. I was just listening. I wanted to shut up and just listen to everybody. But listen, guys, I appreciate the podcast here tonight.
You think our money is backed by corpses?
It's backed by corpses.
Yeah, it's backed by our labor. It's backed by our labor. The Federal Reserve buys us the day we were born through our birth certificate. Just look up the bank routing numbers on the right-hand corner of your birth certificate. That's all you got to do.
Bodies. It's backed by bodies.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it is. You're absolutely correct.
Revolution is the only solution. Revolution
is the only solution. I'll agree with you there, Mandela Khan. And I think we all just got that. We got the right mindset here. Revolution is the only solution. We can start it here. You know, Adolf Hitler started with 4 people in a bar. So, but he, you know, I'm not saying I agree with what he had to do and what had happened throughout his history. But I'm saying we can do the right thing.
That's beautiful that you know his history. That's beautiful that you know his history, because I know every actor who ever was an Academy Award winner in Hollywood, they played Hitler too. So I know what y'all really thinking about. You know, Stalin.
Oh, Lord. No, Mandela, we're not after the indigenous people. But anyway, listen, we got to wrap it up here, guys. Listen, good night. Take care. God bless. Take care. Just be safe out there. Keep fighting.
I love Mein Kampf. I love Mein Kampf.
God bless America.
I love Mein Kampf.
All right,
Hail
take
Hitler.
care, guys. All right, take care.